Episode number 133 of Making the Case. Women created hookup culture. Let's get it. Hey, what's going on, YouTube? We on episode number 133 of Making the Case. I'm your host, Dr. Jacob Isom. Hey, we got another great episode for you today, but before I move any further, we got two channel norms. One, we'll take points in our people, and then two, we don't do all the cussing derogatory stuff because we're professional over here. So yes, as the intro state, we're talking about hookup culture and how women created it. Okay. Now, I can tell you this based off experience and just based off talking to men and women, right? Women are under the impression that men are the reason why hookup culture happens, right? So that's why a lot of times you hear women saying, I'm not looking for a hookup, or I'm not looking for just a hookup. I love how they put the just in there, right? So women literally have this mentality that men are the one that's are seeking sex and seeking hookup, and that's it. Now, two things can be true at the same time. So let's talk about it. So, yes, do men want sex? Yes. As soon as possible. That is true. And I'm speaking in general, right? Maybe you do have some men out there like, I would love to wait 90 days. I don't know. Maybe you do. But what we do understand is women hold access to sex. Sex is not happening unless a woman wants it to happen, right? We're not talking about the other situation that may happen, right? And I think you know what I'm talking about with the whole grape situation, right? That's a very small number, right? We're talking about dating in general, okay? So let's stick on topic, all right? So when we talk, speaking of a dating situation, what we find is when a man and woman is coming to a situation, the man can want sex all he wants to, but it doesn't happen unless a woman agree to it, unless a woman wants it. And once again, based on my personal experience and just talking to people, women want it just as much as men do. Okay. So how does a hookup culture happen? It's happening because women are liberated. Women want to do whatever a man does. They want to do whatever they want to without any repercussions, right? They want to live their hot girl summers. And this is how and why hookup culture exists. Okay. So we got to acknowledge that, right? We can't keep moving away from the point that, ever since the sexual liberation and feminist movement and all this stuff going on, sure, we can go back to the mid 1900s or early 1900s when we talk about flappers. If you don't know what flappers is, do me a favor. This is a homework assignment for you. Google it. All right. So in this episode, we're addressing how women actually created a hookup culture and not men. Okay. So without further ado, let's get into my first video.
Even if you have money, you still are going to struggle to some degree. So I would argue against there being a hookup culture. I would argue that there's a hookup culture only for women, not for men. And shout out to Roland. We had a discussion on this. In 2018, there was a study that came out that showed that that men were reporting lower levels of sex. And then on top of that, there was another study that came out, I think in 2020, that reported that 1 in 3 men is either celibate and or is a virgin between 18 and 30. So,
I mean, and you know what the crazy part about those stats is that a lot of women would not believe them when you gave them those numbers, right? And these are numbers from dating sites. These are just numbers from surveys and different things of that nature. Because if it was stats that go in the favor of women, they believe it. But when it's stats that go in the opposite direction, they tend to question it. Which is pretty hilarious to me. But most men are not having sex like that. It's not that they're not trying. A lot of men just don't have the confidence. A lot of men understand that they're not where they need to be financially in order to approach the type of woman that they want. So it's several different factors that go into why a lot of men are virgins up until they hit college. And so we're talking about a very small number of men that are actually out there participating in the hookup culture and having sex, right? So when we look at the totality of things, when women are blaming men, now you can blame men all you want to, but there's not a lot of men having sex like that. Okay. But a woman can easily give her body away every single night if she wanted to, right? So once again, who created hookup culture? Well, it's the women who have very easy access to a lot of different groups of men, particularly if you're attractive. All right, let's go to the next clip.
And talk about the rules and the structures that need to be applied to men when they participate in hookup culture, right? Because men should have rules and guidelines and restrictions and regulations applied to them and their behavior, right? In the same way that we would apply, kicked out of school or go to jail, okay? But women shouldn't have any rules or structures applied to them. They can just do whatever the they want because they're like harmless little bunny rabbits who could never hurt anybody. They're going to come in.
And I want to show that video. I thought it was hilarious. Well, one, because she was being so sarcastic, right? But she pointed out something that I think people kind of gloss over a lot of times. Well, when it comes to men, right? Even when men, for instance, like war, right? Something as violent and deadly as war, there's rules to it that men created, right? So even when we talk about the hookup culture, right? There's rules for men when it comes to men participating in casual sex or even men cheating, right? There's rules to it, okay? But what she was trying to point out is women feel like they get to do things with no accountability, which is what we see, right? Particularly in dating, right? They get to say they want this. They get to say they're not happy. They get to leave their marriages. They get to do whatever they want to do without the accountability that's attached. And that is what you're seeing in the hookup culture and in dating realm. So a lot of time when women are saying, well, dating is pee in the water and all this stuff. Well, women as a collective group have not came to realize is women are the reason why dating is the way it is, right? It's because they're getting access to a certain group of men that has a certain amount of money that they feel like could take them a certain place, and they're ignoring so many other men. So it's unbalanced, right? So women are going after the men that they find financially attractive, right? Forget attractive. Well, what you will see is that the attractive men, they will participate in the hookup culture because some women are just that vain, right? Well, you got another select group of women who are going to be out for financial benefit. Okay. This is the game. This creates the hookup culture. Once again, we see women are going to give their bodies away for money and for a good time. And that's what we're seeing. Let's go to my last clip because it's going to sum this up real nice for you.
Culture.
A lot of men.
Your thoughts?
What? Who controls access to sex, men or women?
And you need two people.
Who decides when sex happens, men or women? Has a guy ever made you wait for sex?
I don't think so. I don't think so, no.
Have you guys ever made a guy wait for sex?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay, so you guys control access to sex.
Got him. We got him.
Men have to act accordingly to you when it comes to, so you are the gatekeeper.
Right. Men want 100% of the time.
Right.
Women only want from certain guys. Therefore, if you control access to sex, then with relation to hookup culture, women, that's your fault.
Yeah.
You created it, because if women stop letting it for nothing, then they start having to do something. That would help y'all too, because then y'all wouldn't have such high body counts and they wouldn't be booting y'all to the door for being a dust bunny. Stop playing with me.
Hey, I love that last part. Stop playing with me. But there you have it, folks. I mean, it is as simple as women control access to sex. Because guess what? If men did, there would be a whole lot of more babies being made. There'll be a whole lot of strip clubs and brothels. I mean, it is what it is, right? So like women are the ones that say, hey, yes, I want to do this, and no, I don't, right? So the reason why the hookup culture is woman fault is because the men that they go after, they know those men that are not waiting, right? And there's an exchange, there's a transaction that's going on between the women and the men. The men have the money and the resources, and the woman has the sex. They're exchanging. Okay. So that's how hookup culture is being created. Okay. And unfortunately, the women that are not as attractive or overweight and don't participate in that same mentality, right, have a little bit of modicum of respect for themselves, right? They get lumped into there, right? But you do see working class women and overweight women participating because, yes, they feed into this feminist rhetoric and this sexual liberation and things of that nature. So, yes, they have moments where they want to participate because they want to do what they want to too. Hot girl summer and my 20s are for me. So where do you see a lot of this sexual activity happening? Teenage years, 20s. Then when they get to their 30s and 40s, all of a sudden, hey, I'm a changed woman. I found Jesus. And then you wonder why women in their 30s, 40s are having a hard time locking down a man. And I think that's a great way to wrap up the video, okay? Hey, as always, man, I appreciate y'all for checking me out, man. Another episode down. Comment, like, share, do all that good stuff, man. Leave me a comment. What do you think? Do you think women created hookup culture? Hey, let me know what you think, okay? But as always, I'm you and me. Love always, love return. Remember, the worst thing you can do is lie to yourself, and we out. Deuces. One love.